Going live, and now we are live. Good evening, all, and welcome to Practically Tactical. This is our live show streaming to you from Angel Grove. To find our show on podcast, please search iTunes for Practically Tactical or visit practacpodcast.com. New episodes hit iTunes every Tuesday at noon Central Standard Time.
Episodes hit iTunes every Sunday at noon Central
What did I
Time.
say?
Tuesday.
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sunday.
All right.
All right, guys, be sure to put your questions into the chat or the Google Plus question and answer app, as we will be answering questions live during the show in our dedicated Q&A segments. Be sure to click the like and share button on the videos. It helps spread the show across YouTube. Also, we've got a giveaway that is still going on. Practically Tactical is giving away a spool tool with 50 feet of paracord on it. The spool tool is a great and simple little tool that helps organize paracord or other rope without getting it tangled up. It also has a razor blade to cut the rope and a spot to hold the Bic mini lighter to sear the end of the ropes to keep it from fraying. Just a basic piece of gear to add into your kit. It was actually my gear choice that I talked about on episode 22, so if you want to hear more info on it, go listen to episode 22 of Practically Tactical at practacpodcast.com/022. It's going to be really simple to enter the giveaway for the spool tool. Just go to facebook.com/practically tactical and click on the giveaway tab.
You almost out of breath by saying all that?
That's a lot, yeah.
Also, this is just for tonight, guys. If you go to our Facebook page, we're actually helping out. I was at the NRA show. We'll get into that later. I met this really cool lady that's starting a company. She's an NRA news commentator. She just started her Facebook page, and she only had like 16 likes today. So I have some awesome patches from NRA show that you guys can win. It's gonna end tonight. So go to our Facebook page. You have to scroll down through all the weird pictures of Sam wearing a gag. You'll see it. But anyway, scroll down. We have a giveaway going on, some awesome patches, and then a business card holder from Tactical Tailor. So go check that out. Welcome to Practically Tactical, episode 26, brought to you by the Firearms Radio Network. Please visit firearmsradio.tv to find out more information. Tonight we are joined by teenagers with attitude, Nick from Weaponcraft and Jeff from Arm Dynamics. For more information on the show, to find links to our guests, gear, and guns we discuss, please visit practacpodcast.com/026. Practically Tactical Podcast is iTunes every Sunday at noon Central Standard Time. So be sure to click on that subscribe button in iTunes. The theme for this week's episode is Power Rangers. It's morphin' time.
All right, guys, our first special guest of the evening is supposed to be Sam from Range Time, but he actually can't join us tonight as he was captured by the evil Lord Zed and has been turned into a sex slave. Jeff and Nick will be rescuing him later in the show, as Sam said no rush and to take their time, so we're just going to go on without him.
I actually read that. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Tonight we're also joined by Nick from Weaponcraft. Nick is the Red Ranger. He was selected to be the leader of the Power Rangers, so he's pretty much a cliche dick to everyone and thinks he's always right, even though he never brings his AR with him because everyone knows that 5.56 is the only run that penetrates dinosaurs. Don't be this guy. Thanks for coming on, Nick.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
All right, so Nick, if we can't get everybody's questions answered tonight, or people want to find out more information about Weaponcraft, where do they find you?
First place, weaponcrafttraining.com. You can find us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Weaponcraft, and we're on Instagram @Weaponcraft. And then you can get at me by Nick at weaponcrafttraining.com. Nick, N-I-C, there's no K in my name. If you put a K in it, it will go off into the interwebs.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, thanks for coming on tonight, Nick. It's going to be a great show. And last but definitely not least, our special guest of the night is Jeff from Arm Dynamics. And Jeff tonight is going to be the Blue Power Ranger. He was selected because he was wise, patient, and good at math. So thanks for coming on tonight, Jeff.
Now there's lies floating around. I suck at math. Dude, I suck at math. I literally, when I'm machining things, I eyeball it.
That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's good.
Yeah, dude, I eyeball that shit. It's like people talk about thousandths, and I'm like a thousandth of I can't even read past like one decimal point. Seriously. So
just round it to the closest inch.
You fucking just eyeball it, just jam it, get it out of there, bang it out, slap it together.
Awesome. And do you want to tell everybody where we can find you at on online at all?
Sure. Armeddynamics.com and same Aegis Arm Dynamics Facebook, Arm Dynamics YouTube, Arm Dynamics. That's my company.
So something.com/armdynamics.
www.
Okay.
Just
Google it. Just Google it, right?
Just Google it, I guess.
Well, thanks for joining us this week, guys. For all of our listeners out there, this week's show we'll be talking about Forest City Tactical's Sheepdog inside the waistband holster, the Hyperfire Hypertouch 24C, and the 24 3-gun trigger, and you know what? Maybe some other stuff. Maybe not. I don't know yet.
All right, guys, you can watch our live show on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time by searching Practically Tactical on YouTube, or listen to new episodes on iTunes every Sunday at noon Central Standard Time.
As usual, your co-hosts for this evening are myself and Matt. I am Nick, the Green Ranger. Sam wanted to be the Green Ranger, but since he got captured by the evil Lord Zed, I'm going to be taking his place and be the Green Ranger for the night.
Well, guys, I'm Matt from the Walker Armory, and I'm your other co-host for Practically Tactical, and I am the Black Power Ranger tonight. I was chosen by Zordon to defend the Earth with my Mastodon Dinozord. So,
This theme is silly. This is a silly theme.
This is terrible.
We did it all for the guy.
It's still silly.
That's just so typical. Typical, Sam. You know, you get a theme like this going, and then you bail out. It's just saddening.
Well, for the record, if everybody wants to see the worst promo video in history, it's so bad we didn't even release it on YouTube. You can go to our Facebook page and watch it. It's pretty rough. And by rough, I mean bad.
Oh my God!
For all those that are listening, Nick has turned into the Red Power Ranger.
Whoa! Holy shit!
All right, guys, let's kick off the show. Let's kick off the show with our first segment of the night. It's Morphin' Time. So let's get to know our guest for tonight a little bit. Again, we're saddened by the fact that Sam was captured by the evil Lord Zed and couldn't make it on tonight. But a quick recap on him, since I'm sure he'll be on again in the future. He's a firearms instructor with range time and a former clarinet player in the Marine Marching Band. So on to the real guest for tonight. Nick, we've had you on before. You were a former Marine deployed overseas with a fast team. Then you got out of the military and started instructing with Weaponcraft in Maine, and obviously have an obsession with AR rifles and dinosaurs. Is there anything else that I missed?
No, that pretty much covers it. Let's make some sort of a. Let's just not talk about Sam. You know what I mean? Who cares? We're over it.
We'll be talking about him. We'll be talking about him later.
Trust me, you'll want us to.
Alrighty, and Jeff, you've actually been on our show twice before, so this will be your third time on our show as a repeat offender. But basically, you grew up around firearms, you're a traditional martial artist and a student of the gun, started doing some serious training, and now you are the founder/owner of Arm Dynamics in Philadelphia. Did I miss anything else in there?
Nah, man, that's pretty much it. Yeah, there's a high recidivism rate here on Practically Tactical. I really just wanted to use the term recidivism.
This is good.
Nice. I learned that in college, and hi.
I don't even know what it means. So
it means like repeat offender recidivism. Like you get out of jail, you go back to jail because you get in trouble again because you're still pimping hoes and or turning tricks depending, and you got to get that meth fix. So you go right back to that.
It's in the Geneva Convention. Read a book or something, Nick. Seriously.
Nick, come on, Nick. Or Nick with a K. What this is gonna get real. Hold on. What am I gonna call you by fucking Power Rangers or Red and Green and? Well, we got two Nicks. I mean, you guys are the hosts. You guys tell me. What do we call Humphreys?
I don't read books, so I would just say you don't have to call me by name.
So uneducated Nick and educated Nick. Fair to say. All right. Nice.
Okay.
America.
Making a note.
America.
That's right. All right, since we've cleared the basics on these guys here, let's move on to our next segment, Teenagers with Attitudes. Our second segment of the show will be called Teenagers with Attitudes. So in this segment, we'll display our attitudes that made us become awesome Power Rangers. So obviously, guys, we have two fantastic firearms instructors with us. And I should point out that Nick just had one or two videos that Four Guys Guns did a little featurette. See, that has more than 4 letters
Nice.
on him. So be sure to check that out at youtube.com/4guysguns.
Is featurette actually a word, though? Does that actually count as a word?
Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. Stop stomping on my glory there, Walker Armory. All right. I'll be asking the fucking questions here.
He's gonna take your picture now and Photoshop in a gag.
Yeah. It's all right. I'm all right with that.
Oh, so Sam. All right.
I lived in Thailand for a while.
So I think a lot of people are pretty scared about going to firearms instruction, whether it be they're worried they're going to be the guy that doesn't know anything, or they don't have enough gear. You know, there could be tons of different reasons. So we kind of want to cover, maybe stuff that might be stopping some people from going to getting firearms instruction, because I think we all believe that firearms instruction is maybe more important than the actual tool itself. I mean, the tool is only as good as the person behind it. So when someone is, let's say they've moved past that hurdle of being worried about showing up to firearms instruction, we'll start with you, Nick. Let's say they're taking a handgun class out at Weaponcraft. What gear is the minimum to show up, and what gear can you recommend to people that they should have when coming to a firearms instruction?
Yeah, okay, so I like to really operate off the whole brilliance and the basic stuff. You can really, for a handgun class with me, if you have a decent holster, 2 or 3 functional magazines, preferably 3, so you can have 2 on your hip and 1 in the gun, and then some sort of reasonable magazine carrier, whether it's Kydex or whatever you're running. I think some of the mistakes that I see people coming with is people will come with leg rigs. Like, leg rigs are a really big thing. And then the leg rig is literally hanging below their knee, and they can't grab it anyway. Like, the whole purpose of the leg rig was designed so you could wear body armor and still get to your pistol because you couldn't wear it on your hip. It wasn't designed to look cool or to have it on your leg. It was to solve a problem. So I see a lot of people, they're trying to learn how to do a draw stroke from their kneecap, and it makes it infinitely difficult. So a good belt-mounted holster, 3 magazines, a decent pistol that's not going to jam up on you, and a magazine carry, and you're pretty much set. I mean, nothing crazy.
What about you, Jeff? Do you have any recommendations or kind of anything to go off there of what Nick talked about?
As far as things to bring to a class?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I really like people to run what they got, run what they carry. Now, obviously, there are, like Nick said, like a good holster. Having a quality holster, having a holster that does not collapse after you draw it, and one that you can reholster one-handed, that's absolutely instrumental in you, A, having a good experience, and B, not shooting your support hand as you're trying to reholster this dicked up kind of setup. So that's a big thing. But yeah, I like people to run what their EDC is. I mean, obviously, if you're doing like one of our 10-hour classes, if you've got like a car PM 380, you got your work cut out for you. It'd be nicer if you had even a mid-sized pistol or something with a little bit more grip. But yeah, I'd like for people, if you carry, let's say a Glock 19 and 1 spare magazine, I'd like for people to run that. Run what you carry, run it in the position that you carry it, and then, let's say you run out of ammunition, which you typically don't. I mean, we give people, as I'm sure Nick probably does, pretty frequent reloading breaks. I mean, one, because you need to reload. It's even a quote-unquote high-capacity pistol is still pretty low capacity when you think about it. But I don't want people to get in the habit of, like taking a class and running 4 mags off their belt if they only carry 1 reload, because it's just not. I'd rather you drop that shit, after you, let's say you run dry for some reason, like you're doing a cover drill and you're shooting steel and you're giving it to business and then you run out of ammunition. I'd rather you think about other things now. Okay, well, what would you actually do in real life? Would you be drawing a secondary weapon, a tertiary weapon, kicking up and beating feet or something like that? So I'm most interested in people running our classes, at least with what they're going to have on their person. And for a rifle class and stuff like that, I'm like, well, I told you guys when we were waiting for everyone to assemble that I was in a jaded, kind of pissed off mood. I'm just fucking sick and tired of, like, the tactical shit. You know, I'm gonna start like running. Like, in fact, the last rifle class I did, I just had like I think a couple magazines in my back pocket, rifle magazines, because I'm really never. I mean, unless the shit totally hits the fan, you know, I'm never gonna be wearing plates. I mean, I probably won't even have a chest rig. Now, given those things, you know, I guess a chest rig does give you more ammo, but it's probably going to be me with a rifle with a ready mag on it, and maybe a spare magazine in my back pocket. And if I can't solve the equation with that, and given, you know, I'm a private citizen, I'm not military, I'm not, you know, on a SWAT team where I'm going to be kitted up. So make that distinction. I'm not, you know, bashing that at all. But you know, if I can't get that shit solved with 60 rounds, with 90 rounds, then that, again, I've said this in someone else's interview, that, you know, that's a Colombian, like, drug lord gang that came to murder me, you know, and you know, I may as well start just, like, hitting the bottle at that point.
Now, to be clear, it was the Colombian drug lord was coming for you because his son needed a hair transplant and they were coming for your hair. Just wanted to clarify that right there.
You have nice hair. Nice hair.
Dude, thanks.
You got nice hair. No problem, man.
Can I mean, I don't want to do like the whole like show me yours, I'll show you mine, but can I see your hair?
Yeah. I mean, it's not as nice as yours.
Let me click the thing.
It's not nearly as flowy as yours. I mean, I got a little hat hair going, but
yeah, but don't say that because it can hear you.
Yeah, that's true.
Flowy. The word of tonight is flowy.
This just really did happen. But
yeah,
hey, bro,
all right.
You know.
Hey, we're bonding.
Here's something too. Like my biggest regret with you know, I've taken one class down at range time. I didn't bring a. That mask gets me every time.
I'm gonna make you hate this fucking thing.
Hey, just remember who bought that for you.
I want a raise tomorrow. Nick Smith is on strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not teaching shit.
Nick Smith. That's a good name. That's like an MMA fighter's name. And Nick Smith in the red corner wearing the Hellraiser mask.
Good idea.
And he's gonna, you know, black belt under Carlson Gracie or something.
This is not gangsta. Not at all.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing though. I keep talking a lot about like the whole bank heist, like, you know, because I apprentice as a gunsmith. That's kind of the thing that I'm going into. And I'm in this gun shop all the time, and like a gun will come in like a fucking dude. Nick, you might be into this shit. You like guns and stuff, right?
Yeah, they're all right.
Well, dude, this you know when Benelli's first came into the country, they were imported by Heckler and Koch, right? Mm-hmm. Dude, an M1, an HK marked Benelli M1 Super 90 came in, and I was like, this is where the bank tellers are going to have a problem. You know what
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm not probably supposed to say this, but I just don't care. I just don't care anymore.
You're not even putting a die pack in that one. You're just giving up the cash.
Dude,
give it up.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Yep. That's why you leave the person behind that you like the least and be like, if there's a fucking die pack in this, you're all gonna get it. Marco's gonna get you, and Marco's like, I know, I got a drumstick. Fucking totally.
I feel like near the end there you mixed like an Australian accent in there.
Dude, probably.
I'll tell you what, this guy right here, you know what this guy shoots?
What?
There's two pistols this guy shoots. He shoots a high point and a Sigma. That's what this guy shoots right here.
Dude, I'll take a high point, bro. I'll take a high point, bro. Dude, them shits are accurate.
Can I quote that?
Dude, don't make me grab my high. I have a high point that was given to me by Down by the Tracks Guns.
Prove it.
Harley Cardwell.
Prove it.
Okay, fuck you.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a high point. I want to see this.
It's like it looks like a brick with a stick taped to the bottom of it.
Except it actually feels like a brick. I was playing with one in the store the other day, or out at the range when I was out there helping out. I forget how heavy they were, and I picked it up. I'm like, holy jeez, like what the heck? I can't even imagine this thing. And you almost have to take the slide all the way back to like slide lock before the trigger will reset on the thing. It's amazing. I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Let's see it.
Am I still on?
Yep, you're still here, everybody. We'll direct everybody to watching you. Okay. Oh, it's in the box still.
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
You don't take this to your class and train with it?
Yeah.
Well,
Jeez.
it's actually a really funny story. I don't think you're supposed to talk about when people like do bad things on 4473s, but this gun, my buddies out from Indiana, down by the Trax Guns, they sent me this gun because I talked so much shit about high points in my classes. One day I get a call from my FFL dealer and they're like, "Come on, pick up your gun." I was like, "What gun?" You know, and I'm thinking like some like long lost uncle like left me some, you know, crate of transferable Uzis. So I'm like, "Woo!" You know, which is like the great reason not to do drugs, which I don't do, because I imagine that I'd just be like, "This is the house," you know, that somebody left like a crate full of Uzis in the wall or something. Anyway, I'm speaking nonsense, but. So I go to the fucking. Excuse me, I'm not supposed to cuss. I go to the
so many beeps.
Right, yeah. You know, I go to the gun store, and then they hand me this box, and I'm like, "What is this?" So I open up the box, and first of all, they've glued, which came off. They've glued Glock sights to the side of the slide, so I can hold it like this. Okay. And basically I told them, you know, it was like a $50 transfer fee, and I was like, I'm just not going to pay that. I don't even want this gun, so they gave it to me for like $20. But every time I get through 100 rounds, I notch the slide. So it's got 3 notches, 300 rounds. Once, you know, I figured out that you can't actually do a thumbs forward grip because you impede the slide. You need to do a revolver grip type deal, you know. It doesn't malfunction, and it's actually really accurate. You know, so
it's funny. I like the idea of the notches in the slide. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, someone's probably going to find this and be like, he's got bodies on it, but no, it's just every 100 rounds it gets a screwdriver or whatever implement is around.
I'm gonna have to start doing that to my Sigma. See how many notches I can get my Sigma.
If you get, well, you could probably get about a quarter of a notch. I got 6 rounds for my Sigma and it doesn't even break.
Nick, when somebody brought a Sigma out to your range, how many rounds did they go through before it broke?
Red Power Ranger is offended by the Sigma talk.
So is Blue Power Ranger.
No, somebody brought a high point to class, and it was kind of funny because in my safety brief, I usually talk some shit about a high point, and then old boy whips one out. I'm like, killer, dude, maybe you'll prove me wrong. He didn't. He got 6 rounds through his first magazine, and the extractor broke off the gun.
Really?
Yeah, no, it sucks. It sucks. Maybe you got a high-tuned one or something. Maybe it's custom. Maybe Salient got a hold of it. I'm thinking about sending one off to Salient, see what they can do with it. Maybe get a gold barrel.
Dude, I don't know, man. This thing, I've got 300 rounds through, and it actually runs everything. I mean, here the fact of the matter is that, look, we all know that I'm going to get another probably 60 rounds out of this thing, and the slide's going to come back and get lodged in my ocular cavity, and I'm going to walk around with a slide in my fucking eyeball or something. But
good word, dude. Good word.
Ocular cavity?
Yeah, nice.
Which ocular?
No, ocular, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good word, dude.
Thanks, bro.
No, got your back.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, screw these other 2 guys.
Dude, I don't even know who these guys are. Let's have our own show, bro.
No shit. Welcome to the Jeff and Nick show, where we're gonna ask these 2 assholes some questions. All right.
Yo, Nick.
So Nick, what do you think about people jacking your show?
Yeah. We're used to it. I believe our guest last week said we're the worst show ever. So I think we're on par so far.
All right, good.
Well,
who was your guest last week, Jaeger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
He said that he and I quote, he turned down real shows to come onto ours.
Well, Nick Smith, I like where your mind's at. You know, this is called That's a Marine thing, right? Improvise, adapt, overcome.
Right.
Let's improvise, let's adapt, and let's overcome these 2 guys, and let's pretend like we're asking the fucking question. We're in charge now here.
We're not pretending. We are in charge here. Walker Armory, unmute yourself, because you got some answers.
Yeah. What do you want to know about my Sigma?
Yeah, Walker Army. Why do you have a Sigma?
Yes! Get him, dude. Get him.
Because I paid $150 for it.
All right, now.
Where's my high point?
Now, are you trusting your life to a $150 pistol, sir?
I've got two scratches worth in the slide on it so far.
All right. How's it going for you so far?
So far, so good. I've had one failure on reloaded ammo. That was actually rejected reloads. Is the only failure I've had on it. I took it out and I actually shot a competition with it and got laughed at by everybody, and it was hilarious.
You did. How did you do in the competition?
I did terrible. I was all over the place. I'm gonna have to tune it up a little bit because I'm pretty sure they use the same recoil spring in the 40 that they do in the 9. So in the 40 you shoot it, it goes like straight up, and you're left with a gun like holding up at a 45-degree angle.
Hold on. Your Sigma's in 40 as well?
Yeah, it's a Smith & Wesson 40.
Damn, dog.
Damn.
You know, I should just send you my old Glock, man. I mean,
Doesn't even like those.
Damn.
I got 2 Glocks in the back room that are in 40. I don't like them either.
Well, stop shooting 40.
Yeah, why? I'm more offended that you have a 40 and you're not like issuing it by a department than a Sigma. I mean, a Sigma's only like a Sigma's got like a 45-pound trigger pull, and it feels like, wow. I haven't even been drinking. Why am I the only person that's ever sober on the show? How does that happen?
I bought a Sigma. Okay, I bought a Sigma specifically because it was in 40, so that I could make high power factor shooting competitions. Because I typically shoot minor power factor with a 9mm. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be funny. I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm shooting high power factor tonight. And they're like, oh, okay, cool. And then I pull out the Sigma, and they're like, really?
All right, you're just all right. Nick, what do you shoot? Nick, what are you shooting these days?
Pull out your Sigma. Pull out your Sigma. Show me your Sigma.
Are you shooting a Sigma too?
Show them your Sigma with your expensive Cerakote job and your 2 custom Kydex holsters for it.
You guys are both shooting Sigma.
I feel like dirty. Like I need to shower or something.
God damn.
You know,
not a Glock 19 between the both of you.
Hey, hold on. This is a Glock 19 made by Smith & Wesson.
No,
it is not.
You know what I feel like? Hey, Nick Smith, you know what I feel like? Because we're the hosts on this show, right?
Jeff Blutman,
I feel like, you know, it's like when your neighbor's kids run outside naked and you go, no, you know, like, but they're like 19 or something, and you're just like, oh, how does this happen?
2 guys who are in the firearms industry talking to guys like us, and now, you know, so me and Jeff have you on our show.
Oh yeah.
You come in and you've got these Sigmas. This is silly. It's just silly.
I'm gonna say you can't buy a gun for under $200 that for the quality. You know, under $200 it's not bad. I'm gonna show you a trigger later that costs more than the gun that I bought. You know, just the trigger for my AR that costs more than my.
I wouldn't buy a $200 seatbelt either. That thing is defending my life. That is not the time to go to the bargain cave and get the one that everyone's fucked with.
All right, hold on here. We got to make it clear, though, that we have other handguns than our Sigmas, okay?
They're probably
These
all
aren't
revolvers.
like our only ones.
They're probably all revolvers.
Yeah, the backup gun's probably the Smith & Wesson 380 that had like that weird ass like pushing both sides of the grip to remove the magazine. Yeah. That was like modeled after this thing.
Yeah.
No, we carry
Derringers.
R51s.
Derringers.
No.
Derringers on an ankle holster. Yeah. Ankle holster Derringers.
Wow. So what's the next question? Can we put the show back? I don't want to be on the show.
What's that little tiny 22 revolver that sits in a belt buckle? It's
North American Arms.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Those things. Have you ever fired that thing?
I haven't.
My father has one like with the pre-safety cylinder, so it doesn't even have the things that come off of the side. So like basically, if you drop it, you're like guaranteed to like shoot yourself in like the kneecap. And you can send it back to North American Arms and they'll replace the cylinder. But the funny factor is just so high with the thing. But anyway, it's the funniest gun in the world because like it's got a barrel length like this long, and you shoot it, and the group's like, okay, and then you move it half a foot further, and it's like 84 inches spread. It defies physics or gravity or some mathematical stuff.
Hey, all right, so let's get back to firearm training here. So I can tell you, maybe you guys can go off this too. My biggest regret when I took my firearms training is I didn't bring a pen and paper to write with during the class. Do you guys encourage people to do that at all? I literally, because I forgot so much after my class.
Well, we provide, I mean, except for our medical class. That reminds me, I need to get that fucking. I gotta stop cussing. I gotta get that thing out for the medical class because I told people not to take notes. But for the pistol, rifle, and the shotgun class, I give. I think for shotgun, for pistol and rifle, I give out. Class materials people can refer back to it. I'd much rather people stay present and make like additional notes than try to get everything down. You know what I mean? Because if you're writing furiously, you're gonna miss what we're saying. I mean, Nick, thoughts?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I think the only time that I really see students out there with note-taking gear is more if they're trying to do an AAR. They're going to do an after action on the class. Mm-hmm. Then they're kind of writing stuff down and maybe just the order of the drills and stuff like that. But like Jeff said, be present, be in the moment, focus on doing it. You're going to remember the things that you do. And even that, if you're developing good relationships with your instructors, then you should be able to shoot them an email after class and be like, hey, that drill that we did, what was that? And if the instructor's worth the salt, he'll take 5 minutes to be like, this is the drill, and this is how you get it done. So just use quality instructors that are going to kind of give you some time afterwards if you need it, but stay in the moment.
Okay. Definitely. I totally second that, yeah.
So both of them just told you whatever you just said was completely wrong.
No, it's not wrong, but I think you're going to take more from it. You know, I'm kind of like that too. Like I like to take furious notes, but then I'll get to the end of a lecture or something, and I'm like, I didn't enjoy being there. You know, it's like when someone's at a concert or something, they spend the whole time taking pictures on their phone. Like, right. Just enjoy it. He's in front of you. Like, stay in that moment.
Yeah, definitely. And I think though, Nick. Humphreys, I think, though, that you're well within your rights as a paying student to ask for some sort of syllabus or some sort of, like, let's say you go there, it's your first class ever, and you want to write the book, so to speak. I think that you're better off trying to stay present and try to absorb stuff and ask for, hey, do you have notes available for the class? Which again, I'm derelict because I got to send my recent medical students an outline, which is just not formatted. I have it; it's not formatted, but I think you're well within your rights. Would you agree with that, Nick Smith?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of a basic thing that I would expect any professional instructor to do for his students.
Okay. Well, you guys kind of hit on here. What should be the mindset of someone coming into training? Like for my first time, I had no idea what to expect. And I think I probably didn't even sleep that much that night, mainly probably because I had a hole in my air mattress in the back of my vehicle. But other than that, I was pretty hyped up, pretty, ready to go. Let's, do all this stuff. Jeff, can you, tell anybody, how maybe mindset-wise, how should they be? How should they mentally prepare for a training class?
A couple things. Well, one, I think that, getting like shithoused the night before drunk is not a good idea. I mean, really, and it sounds like kind of silly and funny. Here's the thing: it's like let's say you go on the road and you're with your friend and you're splitting a hotel room and you're doing all this. It really does pay to try to stay like well hydrated and get at least some sleep the night before. Additionally, having a willingness to learn is absolutely just instrumental in you having a good experience, and also your instructor having a good experience training you. I really feel very, very lucky that I've never had really that guy in the class, and by that guy, to me, that means, and it could be a chick or a dude, the guy that goes to a class to teach you how they do it, and that's like kind of defeats the purpose of them paying you money to learn. So I think that if you go with a willingness to learn, it's beneficial. Additionally, excuse me, I think that doing a little bit of homework before and getting, basically, I'm trying to think of a good way to say this. Training should be like a come-as-you-are type thing. Come with the holster that you have, given you've done a little bit of research and, you don't have one that collapses and that kind of stuff, which also, if they're a good instructor and you don't have some Sigma or something where they will probably have a holster that's going to fit it, like a Glock or something, I think it does kind of pay sometimes to go and check out some different YouTube videos and see a little bit, prime yourself. And typically, most training schools will have some sort of suggested reading for arm dynamics. I suggest that people read How to Be Your Own Bodyguard by Nick Hughes, a guy that I've trained with a bunch, and it's just a lot of the soft skills about awareness, avoidance, deterrence, de-escalation, and mindset, and kind of that whole thing, as opposed to hard physical skills. You're going to the class to learn the hard physical skills. If you can prime your brain with stuff like How to Be Your Own Bodyguard, again, I'm happy to plug that book. It's $10 on Kindle. I think you'll have just a better experience and be able to receive. You have a better perspective of why you're there. So that's a couple things, but I don't want to hog that. How about Nick Smith? What you think?
No, I think you hit a lot of good points. I mean, there are different motivations for wanting to take firearms classes, so it kind of depends. With a handgun 1 class, a basic handgun class, you have everything from the guy who is super, super serious, and that's just his first step. So he's expecting to train on, and he's going to take handgun 2 and handgun 3, and he's going to end up in a vehicle in a low-light class. And then you're also going to have, like the soccer mom who wants to be able to have a gun in her purse, but it scares the hell out of her, and she just needs some training with it. So coming into the class, you just have to be open-minded about it. Try not to be scared or nervous, because, I mean, if the instructor better not be treating you bad or being condescending, or you didn't pick a good training partner anyway. But just go into it with an open mind, and kind of like Jeff had hit on it. I have had those people in class. I'm amazed by the amount of money people will pay me to teach me how to shoot.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those things. And when you get those people, you just kind of have to explain to them, like, look, if that's how you want to hold your pistol, that's fine. You will never be able to mitigate recoil as good as you can, but that's your choice. If that works for you, if that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you're comfortable with. But I think most people, all classes start out the same. No one's talking. Everyone's very quiet. By lunchtime, people are pretty loose. And then at the end of the day, everyone's hooting and hollering and trading phone numbers, and this was a great experience and stuff. So just try to kill that when you get there. Talk to people, hey, I'm so-and-so. They like guns too. So just kind of enjoy that group that you're in.
Yeah. Just to kind of hop right on that, Nick, I think it's really cool, and that's one of the things that, we could talk all night about what people are going to, get as far as tactics and mindset and this and that. And one of the things that I don't think that people will ever understand until they start taking classes is, like, that camaraderie and the friendships that you build in classes last, like, forever. And it's just that life experience kind of thing that's just so cool. And I think that that's a really, really neat thing to experience. And, even if you have, like, I mean, sometimes we have students that a guy will bring his wife or a significant other or whatever, and the person they bring is not really into shooting, but, oh man, you got to come and you got to take the class, and it's a much different experience for them, but they even have a good time. And I think that really, I think one of the measures of a good instructor and a good experience for that new student is someone who's going to be patient, and also someone that's you're not going to, I think that if we as instructors kind of like oh, they'll never get it, well then we're dicks, and that's honestly why I hire another instructor, even though, we cap our classes at 10 students. When we have a class like that, I always have another instructor to work, to literally, so I can be like, Mark, go work with that person. Give them, and what the funny part is that they paid the same amount of money, but they're getting more out of it than anyone else in the class, because they've basically got, an instructor that's there on them the whole time. But, I think that we need to be able to do that, or else, again, their money is just as good as anyone else's.
And here's something too, Nick. Maybe you can clarify for people that aren't understanding. When you're talking about people that are coming out to teach you how to shoot, can you kind of explain to people what you mean by that?
Yeah. Here's a perfect example. I think gripping a pistol is one of the most unnecessarily controversial issues out there. There are a lot of different ways you can hold a pistol, but I really think you look at modern shooting, you look at how modern pistol works. I think 99% of modern shooting instructors would tell you that a thumbs forward grip is the way to go, just because the more you've got a hold of that pistol, the easier it is to manage recoil. Now, I have a lot of people that'll tell me like that they want to do like the teacup saucer grip, and like, no, that works better for me. That's going to keep it down. The same thing happened with when people started shooting thumb over bore and putting their hands farther out on the rifle to maintain that. People were like, no, that'll never work, because they wanted to hold on to their magazine well instead. So it's like old habits die hard. So I can always take a shooter who has never shot a gun before, and I can bring them farther in 8 hours than I can take someone who's been shooting for, say, 5 or 6 years, because they have developed habits that they deem to be what they should be. They deem those to be the way, and you can't break that. And it's up to them if they want to have an open mind. And in no way am I teaching stuff and be like, this is the only way to do it. I'm going to show you a way. It's the way that works for me. But, I mean, there's just no point of going to a class. If you already know how to shoot and no one can teach you anything, why waste your money? Buy ammo. If you already know how to teach yourself to shoot, then just buy ammo and teach yourself.
Right. And yeah, Nick, and I have this great thing, too. Well, I think that many of us do, which is like, we can prove it. I mean, I used to. Well, I do a lot of work out of this range in Philly, and a guy that used to work there would be like, "No, it's bullshit technique. Mine is better." Of course, from whatever military or whatever, and we'd be like, "Okay, well, let's literally go in there into the range. There's a range right there. Let's see." And, it's like you can prove it. The higher that you get toward the center axis of the bore, the more friction you get on the pistol, the more controllable it is in recoil, the more, aggressive that you get behind it, blah, 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 blah. It's like you can literally prove these things. And, and I think that kind of tackling that thing of, like, people paying you to teach you how they shoot is like that. You will never... When you have that person that you just won't get through to, it's just like, okay, they're in the class, you keep them safe, and you train the rest of the people.
Yeah.
Now, here's got to be something, too. I'm sure you guys have heard every reason in the book why not to train. I'm sure that is probably a daily thing that you guys hear. But, coming from, a firearms instruction background, and then, of course, Nick, you were in the military. I mean, you guys have to just see... leaps and bounds, kind of what you talked about before, of somebody that's never shot, that walks in and gets training in their so far advanced. Can you guys just break it down of why people need to train and why that is so critically important? Nick, you want to hit that?
Yeah, I think my biggest thing with firearms, and the thing that I stress to my students as much as I can, that there's a lot of things in life that you can make mistakes with that have little to no consequences. Sometimes they're consequences to your pride. Sometimes it's a financial consequence. Sometimes it's just a relationship consequence. Whereas with a firearm, that is a life consequence. You could kill yourself. You could kill someone else, which, it's irreversible. It's so serious. And I think the whole Second Amendment thing of, people that don't want us to have those rights and we want more of those rights, it comes down to fundamentally we have to prove ourselves to be responsible. So even on a private or a public range, rather, you'll see people that they're loading a pistol and they're pointing it at their leg, and they're just being unsafe, and they're doing these things, and they just don't know any better. It's ignorance. It's not negligence. They just don't know any better. But if you were to go over there and ask them, and be like, hey, man, you really should kind of, get that thing up in your workspace, and then the gun's kind of out of your face and all that stuff, and they'll give you the whole I know how to shoot. I've been shooting, especially I'm a younger guy. I'm only 27. I've had old timers just want to be like, I've been shooting since you were in diapers. And I'm like, okay, well, you are a bad shooter. You're lucky. You're lucky. You're lucky that you've never had an accident, honestly, And so that's my biggest thing with training is just I want people to get the training. I want people to be safe, but I'd rather them leave with good habits and not put somebody else's life in jeopardy because it's your Second Amendment right is your Second Amendment right. But there's no right that you can kill somebody because you're negligent with a pistol, or a firearm for that matter. So that's kind of my spiel on training is come, be safe, understand it, and it's just going to be better for all of us.
All right, Jeff, you got something to throw on there?
No, I really like all those points, and I like what you said, Nick, there about it's kind of like I say something similar with like there are margins of error, that you can do with stuff. It's like you have a golfing accident, and it's like you broke your neighbor's window or whatever. It's like there's just no margin for error with guns, and I guess that I really like everything you just said there, Nick Smith. I guess that one of the things that I think about is like, at the completion of the class, I've never had anyone, and these include classes, 99% of the classes that I've been in, who was like sorry they showed up. Yeah. It just doesn't happen. So even the people that are a little bit ambivalent or a little bit shy about it or a little bit, oh my God, I was dragged to this class by my significant other or whatnot, they're even like, you know what, it's kind of like one of the reasons that I like actually certificates of completion is because and giving them to students is because I'm like, you earned this. You got through a long-ass class, fired a lot of rounds, maintained a good attitude, was safe, and you earned this, as opposed to like a certificate collector, which is like I'm just running around trying to get all these certificates because it's cool on my wall. Kind of a different thing there I broke into, but me with rants. That's it.
Yeah, no, it's just I think what you said, the best part of that was I've never had it. Never had one person be like, yeah, kind of wish I would have like went to Home Depot instead.
Yeah,
like,
it just doesn't happen, It just
yeah. They're blown away. Even the shooters that come in thinking that they know, I get that a lot, because anything that you put a 1 in front of or a basic in front of, people are like, man, I'm not basic. And then they get there and they're like, they realize how basic they were, and they're like, I had no idea about this, or simple things like just, I'm shooting my rifle at 7 yards with a 50-yard zero. I'm going to be 2.5 inches low. So, like muzzle height relation stuff, they're blown away by it. And it's stuff we take for granted, Jeff, because we're so in tune to it. We know it as fact because we do it all the time. So I think people get way more out of it than they ever would expect.
Yeah, definitely. And that's also why, I'm sure you do too, Nick, is take more classes. I love taking classes, and there's never been a class that I've taken. And I've taken some weird classes, and between martial arts and firearms and stuff like that, that you just always get something out of it.
Yeah.
Always. And even since I've been instructing, even some of the things you get is, well, I don't want to instruct like that, or I do want to instruct like that. So even if it's not a technique-based thing, it may be a communication type thing, it may be a how the class is structured type thing. So there's always something you're going to get out of it. I think that one of the most difficult things, though, because it's very easy for us, Nick, you and I, just to be like, there's no reason not to train, and accidents can happen, and you don't want to shoot your kid and that kind of shit. But I think that one of the most difficult hurdles to get around is money. If people, because honestly, like, these are pretty hard times right now, and if somebody's been out of work, and they can't come up with the money, that's when I'm like, that really sucks. The other thing that I guess is really difficult is to overcome. Next to that would be just laziness, and people thinking they know everything.
Yeah.
You don't know what you don't know, and honestly, take one class and it'll change the way you think about things, the whole dynamic. That's it.
Well, just if I can maybe sum it up here, attitude is very important in when you're taking a firearms training, and how you are open to new ideas. Because that literally be the most two important things when taking a firearms training.
I'm not sure.
Safety and attitude. I think that's pretty much it. Be safe, have a good attitude, open mind, and you're going to be successful in any class you go to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, safety, attitude. I also, one of my favorite things, because people, and this is just my personal style maybe or whatever, but people show up to a class and they're like, this is a gun class, and I'm going to be serious, and I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to everything's going to be serious. And I'm like, this isn't that class. There's going to be, and I really enjoy kind of breaking that thing down, and it's kind of what Nick Smith was saying earlier, how like in the beginning, everyone's quiet. Everyone's kind of measuring each other like, he's got the boots on, but he's got jeans on, but he looks like a cop. And by the end of the class, everyone's hooting and hollering and exchanging numbers, like Nick said. Yeah. And one of my favorite things, and I really live for this moment in the class, is when everyone's, because I put the humor in there right from the get-go. And I had, again, I think I give a lot of credit to an acting teacher that I had, late, great George DiCenzo, who said, even the most serious of scenes must have humor, or else you'll lose your audience. If you constantly bombard, it's why, like, certain really depressing movies, they suck. You never want to watch them again, or you turn them off because it's just like hard. You can't watch it. So introducing humor where appropriate, and then having that also juxtapose. Another big word. Thank you very much.
Nice bonus points. 2 points for you.
Yeah, thank you. Makes the serious points that much more impactful. If it's all really serious, well, then it's like, first of all, I don't even want to be there. It's gotta be broken up, or else you lose your audience. It's for me, it's kind of that theater background thing.
Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna move on to our next segment here, but just let everybody know we have a Q&A segment coming up, so get your questions in. I do have to point out one thing though, and he proved it. Is we have a gentleman in the chat, Militaristics. The M1 Super 90 that you talked about earlier, Jeff, he has one and even posted a picture to prove it.
Ooh.
Yes. I thought that was kind of cool.
The shop that I'm working at has been for sale for $900, and I really, really want it, but I need another shotgun, like a friggin' hole in the head. I mowed to the battle cat here anyway, and he just who needs another shotgun? Like that? You like that?
I'd love that.
You want to see some tail? You guys, you dirty bastards.
All right, guys. So it's the part of the show for our gun game. Whose gun line is it, anyways? Where the questions are made up and the points don't matter. The games you're going to be playing tonight with Jeff and Nick are the classic Rapid Fire, Double Tap, and Gun Libs. And obviously, since Sam can't be here tonight, he's obviously going to lose. So for our first gun game of the night, we're going to play Rapid Fire. The rules of the segment are simple. I'll ask you a series of questions, and you answer yes or no. There are no explanations allowed, simply yes or no. Handgun Newbie is going to be tallying up points, and we'll announce the winner at the end of the segment based on your answer. So here we go. And let's see here. Nick, you are up first. Are you ready?
Yep, let's do it.
Red Power Ranger. Is the AK better than the AR?
No.
Have you ever been attacked by dinosaurs and wished you had your AR-15?
Yes.
Does Glock make the best handgun ever?
Yes.
Is it true that Sam told you he actually likes it at the evil Lord Zed's fortress?
Yes, he did.
This is so stupid with that fucking Power Ranger. It's just so ridiculous. It's just, I mean, like...
it gets way better. It gets way better.
Way better.
Let's see.
Oh, God.
Alrighty. Nick, are Marines better than the Army?
Clearly, yes.
That was a given? Sure.
Yeah. That was a stupid question.
Last question. Is ceramic body armor better than steel body armor?
God, you guys are digging deep in the well. Ceramic is better. I like ceramic better.
Right.
Yes.
Jeff, you are up now. You ready?
I'm really not good at the yes and no stuff, as you can tell, but okay.
All right. Is it?
I know.
I'm gonna win again. I won last time.
I'm not good at this. I'll tell you right now.
Alrighty. Is a shotgun better for home defense than a pistol?
So bad. It's so dependent. I mean, I can't. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna just say yes or no. Just yes. Why not?
Alrighty. Let's see. Rumor has it that the hair gel you use makes your hair bulletproof. Is that true?
Yes.
What brand is it?
What brand is it? Come on, bro.
Is that
Can't elaborate.
Me some serious questions, bro.
It's Crisco, isn't it? It's some weird shit. He doesn't want to say because it's Crisco.
No, it's level 4. It's actually made from unicorn hide.
I was just gonna say unicorn hide. We're brothers now. That's awesome. I was just gonna say that.
Were you really gonna say that?
I swear to Christ, I was gonna say unicorn hide.
You were gonna say that.
I was gonna say that, and that doesn't even make sense. It's not a jelly substance.
You're
Moving on.
after my own heart.
Come on with it.
You know, you guys up there in your treehouse are good guys, yeah.
The Nick and Jeff show is awesome.
Yep.
That was apparently a terrible question to answer.
Unicorn hide. I love that.
This is yes and no, and I'm playing by the rules. Go.
Alrighty. Jeff, is a fixed blade knife better than a folding knife?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
All right. And
yes.
have you always resented only being the left leg in the Megazord on Power Rangers?
Fuck kind of question. Megazord? I don't even. Yes, yes, of course. Of course. Who would you know? Who wants to be the left leg of the Megazord?
Right.
Alrighty. Is firearms precision more important than speed?
That's a good one.
Yes. It's you know, did you like go through like the internet for questions that are just impossible to make yes or no?
Absolutely. These are all straight out of me and Hank Newbie over here, just to make it fun for you guys, obviously. So last question, is a weapons mounted light better than a handheld light?
No, but they're not replacements for one another, and you know, I mean, no, I'm just gonna say no. I'm not gonna elaborate. I'm just gonna say no.
I think his face is getting red. He wants to punch one of us right now.
He's just gonna leave in a little bit.
Kinda, because nothing. Here's the thing: is like nothing's black and white.
Yeah, you're just like Sam. Sam's got a problem with this every single time too. He's like, I hate absolutes, and that's what it is.
Nick?
It's an absolute.
I just followed the rules. Clear defined rules. Yes or no. I'm playing to win, Jeff, because I know right now I don't need Nick to tell me. I won that game because I just said yes and no. Whether my answers were right or wrong, I'm playing for the W. So I'm trying to win.
Hey, Kenobi, how are we doing for points on that one?
I won.
Nick is up.
I told you.
But Jeff, you're not out of the game.
What?
You're not out of the game. You're still in it, buddy. You got a hitter's chance.
Okay.
So the Red Ranger here, with the tag still on the mask, minus points.
What?
The tag is still on it. You're going to return it. No, you are going to return it, and that is BS.
Where the fuck am I going to bring this thing back?
Dude, I'll buy that. I'm serious. I'll buy that. I'll give you $10 shipped. Done. I just want it.
It's still got the tag on it. That's how you know it's good. There's a shirt with it too.
What?
You bought your whole outfit?
Oh, dude!
Why
I will wear that. I will wear that until I get into a fight.
You didn't even wear the outfit. Oh.
And I tell you,
One of you guys has got to wear that to your next class.
I have let me tell you, when I wear that and get into a fight, I've got so much anger and hatred inside of me anyway. Can you imagine what'll happen when I have a fucking Power Ranger outfit on? I will go like, I will make noise, and I can make noises, bro. Seriously, I'd be like,
oh my god, this is the best segment ever. Ever.
I'm not afraid of wearing that shirt.
We gotta move on.
We got Nick at 400, and we got Jeff at 350.
Negative 26.
I think Jeff needs bonus points right there for buying the Power Ranger outfit.
I think Walker Armory should shut up. This is my damn show now.
All right, let's move on to our next segment called Double Tap. This game is a little bit different. Instead of having a question that is answered with an absolute yes or no, you'll both work together to double tap these questions with a first answer that pops in your head, one right after the other. You're still not allowed to explain, just the first answer that comes to mind. So both of you will be answering these questions one after the other. Again, Hanganubi will be awarding you points based off your answers and creativity and keeping track of your score. You ready?
Yeah, I think.
Alrighty.
Hey, this mask says that it's only for 14 and up. Why do you have to be 14 to own this?
That's arbitrary nonsense, and we should do something about that.
At 14, you should get rid of this.
Whoa. At 14, what? Okay, maybe.
Anyway, move on. On with the show.
All right. Back to Double Tap.
On with the show. I love the hand gesture.
All right. Nick, what is your favorite handgun?
Glock 19.
Jeff?
A Luger P08.
Jeff, what is your favorite rifle?
A Ruger ACC or an AC556F. I'm gonna smoke him at this game. Are you kidding me? I'm like the best at this game.
Nick, what is your favorite rifle?
Remington 700.
Ugh.
So really cool,
boring.
bro.
This is just getting boring.
This is like craft beer. Jeff drinks beers not because they taste good, but because they have a fancy name and are from some stupid fucking brewery. You know what I drink? Bud Light, because I'm American.
Well, in America. Come on. Whoa, look at all that tattoos.
America. It's of a bald eagle, too. So it's even more America.
I don't know. I want to get a tattoo, but the one that I want to get, I can't even literally say on the air because I'll have to change my whole family's names because it's so offensive. It's so offensive.
You should get it on your face. You know what we did? We just hijacked another segment.
We're never going to finish this show.
Luckily for you.
Jeff, which one is more important, a gun or a medical kit?
I'm going to have to say a gun because you can improvise a medical kit. If with the knowledge. You can't improvise no gun.
You can throw stuff really hard. Yeah.
Would you want me to do it again?
Nick, what is more important, a gun or a medical kit?
First of all, minus points. He redid a move he did from earlier. That does not count. Second of all, I would say a medical kit. I am more likely to need that than my gun.
And Nick, what is your favorite long distance round?
Favorite would be 338 Lapua.
Jeff?
My favorite long distance round, because I'm not one of them like, oh, look at me, I got all these fancy rifles, and look at the bolt and the lapped and the fucking Timony triggers and stuff.
22 long rifle.
Is going to be 75 grain Hornady match, which I use in my AR-15 that I built because I got skills. That's my favorite round. For long range.
That is Jeff's armor's voice. That's
Dude, I got so many characters. People want to like me to do my own like channel of like people, and I'm like, no, because I'll get arrested.
Jeff, what is
dirty
your
people?
Jeff? What is your favorite red dot non-magnified optic?
That's easy at aim point.
Nick,
any one of them. I mean, as long as it's one power. The 2 power. Have you ever played with the 2 power aim point, like the old school one? It is like looking through a needle. It's crazy. The field of view is like.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, aim point micro.
all right. Nick, what is your favorite handgun caliber?
9 mil.
Jeff,
Don't say shit to be weird. Just be honest.
Well.
Don't be argumentative.
I'm gonna say 9mm because it's reasonable, but I'm all about being unreasonable lately. And one of the things I keep thinking about is like I just want to go full retard.
45 gap.
No, don't ever say that to me. That's don't. Whoa, I freaked out. Did you see that? That was almost like real.
That was real. That was real.
No, I want us like get like a 2.5-inch barrel, like 44 Magnum, and just start carrying an appendix and just be like done with it. You know, just done.
even if you don't hit him, you're gonna catch him on fire.
Oh, I'm gonna hit him, but I'm gonna hit everyone else in the street too. It's perfectly unreasonable.
You could just carry a Desert Eagle on a drop leg, I guess.
Well, do you know something? So I'm working on this Browning high power for my buddy John Hauptman, Filster Holsters. I think I'm wearing the thing. And,
Good plug. Good plug. Nice.
Dude, everybody knows John. He's the fucking man. So I was looking at Cylinder and Slide. They have like great guns and great parts for high powers and all these different guns. They actually do. They Desert Eagle that they give a carry, like a full D-horn bevel job on. I'm like, that is what we need in our lives, bro.
Oh, jeez. All right.
Get this segment on track, you two.
Yeah.
We're animals.
It's your guys' show.
So much for the whole like no explanations allowed.
Yeah.
I thought we're allowing explanations now.
Yeah.
No.
Hey, you guys are asking the questions here. Control your guests.
Yeah, control your guests, bro.
All right. Hey.
What?
No, you can't do it now. It doesn't mean anything.
Jeff, shut up.
There you go. That was good.
Look at you. Huh? Jeff, name a shooter that you look up to. You're not allowed to talk. You are now allowed to talk. Name a shooter that you would look up to.
I'm gonna say my friend Real Deal. That's who I look up to. Which no one's gonna know but a couple people.
All right, no more talking. Nick, name a shooter that you would look up to.
Kyle Lamb.
Nick, if you had to pick one, would it be a full auto or a suppressed rifle?
Suppressed rifle.
And Jeff?
Oh, that's easy. Suppressed rifle.
Jeff, if you could build an AR in any caliber other than a 5.56, what caliber would it be?
There's like so many. This is one of my pet peeves.
Just pick one.
I'm gonna go with like a 9mm, like one of them neat little sub guns, you know, with a short barrel. It's blowback operated. It's got a collapsible stock.
All right, no more talking. Nick, if you could build an AR in any caliber other than 5.56, what would it be?
Like one that we actually build guns out of, or some mythical like dragon caliber?
Do mythical, bro. Do mythical.
Like 300 blackout. I'd probably do a 300 blackout.
Oh.
Oh my God! He said something that's logical. Oh my God.
Because I hunt hogs with it.
Hey,
I do not.
300 Blackout is awesome, and for those that are curious about 300 Blackout, you can go to my YouTube channel, and I interviewed John Hollister from AAC. Continue with the questions.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff. I was trying to plug Nick.
Yeah.
Bonus Jeff, what is your most wanted handgun caliber to shoot that you have not gotten to shoot yet?
You know what? 38 Super. I've never fired a 38 Super, and damn, they look cool.
I will just throw this in. It is cool. It's like having a rifle round just going off in your palm.
Thanks for making me jealous.
Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Just in case. No more talking. Nick?
Like he knows. You know only one thing that goes off in your hand.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously. That was.
Jeez.
I can't say fuck,
I say one
but you
bad
can
thing.
say that.
I say one bad thing the whole show, and everybody jumps on me.
One bad thing?
You're the host.
You're the host. You're supposed to lead by example.
Yeah. Now the troops are running amok.
Yeah.
You're lucky I don't whip it out right here on camera and show you.
Yeah, you're lucky that he doesn't whip it right.
All right. Let's get this back under control. Nick. Nick, what is your most wanted handgun caliber to shoot that you have not yet? Unmute yourself.
You have to unmute him.
I can answer.
Oh, you want to answer for him?
Yeah, what was the question? Quick. Well, mime. He'll mime. Come on. What's the question?
All right, well, let's move on to the next question. So, Nick is getting disqualified from this one. Jeff, what is your most wanted rifle caliber to shoot that you haven't yet?
I'm gonna say I think it would be really cool to shoot one of those like 20 millimeter nobody knows how to pronounce it because who's Swedish, but Lotties, like those old anti-tank rifles from World War II. I want to fire that bitch with that 5-round magazine that goes like,
Yeah, I get on board with that. Nick, are you gonna play with this one again?
Unmute him.
You have to click the mute thing up the top of the screen.
This is what happens when you
The
get
microphone.
computers.
There you go.
Who muted me?
Nobody knows. It's the unsolved mystery of the night.
No, it says it right here. Walker Armory muted you.
That's a clue.
Yeah, that guy's the Nick. Again, I'm just gonna whip it out.
All right, Nick, what is your most wanted rifle caliber to shoot that you haven't yet?
I wasn't even paying attention. I was so pissed off I was muted. God, I don't know. 7 mil maybe. I've never fired that. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry. 10 mil. I wanted to fire a 10 mil pistol, but you muted me.
I instantly win because he didn't know an answer.
Yeah,
You both lose because nobody said 14.9 SOP.
That's stupid. You lose.
What?
Oh my god.
How do I mute you?
Yeah, can we mute the host?
No.
That's a design flaw in the infrastructure of this chat.
All right, Matt. Let's bring it on here.
How are we doing on points? How are we doing on points there?
I win.
They're both at 0 at this point.
What do you mean? I won.
The next segment will decide then.
All right, guys. All right, guys. It's time for our final game segment for the night, Gun Libs. Instead of having Nick or Jeff be the winner of this game, it's our turn for a little fun. I reward them no points, and God have mercy on their souls. Remember back in the day when you used to fill out those little Mad Libs books asking for words and nouns? Well, given who our guests are tonight, we made it a little easier for them and a little more fun for us because, let's be honest, most of these gun guys don't know what an adjective is or how to unmute themselves off of a computer. So for this segment, I'll be asking...
I didn't know.
For this segment, I will be each asking you for one answer to fill in the blank for your mad gun libs that we have written for you specifically this week. And Jeff, you're going to be up first. If you had to pick the name of a planet, what would the name of the planet be?
I can't say what I'm thinking.
That was a shudder and a laugh at the same time.
It would be Jeff Bluvman's comedy tour, which he would have to relocate his family for. Planet.
That's a long name.
Yeah, well, they asked me, not you. What's Jeff Blumen's planet, not what Nick Smith's planet is.
All right, Nick. Name something that cuts that you could find in your EDC gear.
A knife?
What knife?
I feel like that's the only logical.
Doesn't matter. All right, knife. We'll go with
Yeah, a knife would be the. Yeah, I'm gonna go with knife.
Sure. Good.
Tuna fish can.
Yeah.
What question is that? A tuna fish can lid.
Crazy, bro. Go crazy on them.
Walker Armory, you are batshit. Out your crack mind.
Jeff, name a sound annoying people make. Name it. Don't make it.
What sounds are you guys making?
Disgusting piece of shit cat that you have normally behind you. That you just want to get a Sigma.
The cats and the cat canary.
Yeah, where's that horrible, disgusting beast that lives and danders your house and gets hair all over, so you walk out and you're wearing a black shirt and you got hair all over you because you're a disgusting freaking cat? Where's that?
What's
That is the
name of
most
sound?
annoying.
What's the most annoying sound?
Name it.
Probably the one.
My neighbor's yelling. If you knew, one day when you guys make it out to Philadelphia, you'll hear them yelling. It's really funny.
All right, Nick. What is the worst handgun?
Sigma. We've been over this.
That's funny. We already had it written in there already. Jeff, name an eating utensil.
A fork.
Nick, a body part that you don't have a tattoo on. PG rated.
My leg, my thigh.
Alrighty, and let's see here.
That was a weird one.
This is getting awfully weird.
They wanted me to say wiener, but I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
they did. They did.
I'm not gonna say it.
That's why I said PG rated. PG rated.
Yeah.
Like your tongue.
PG as in pretty good wiener. I saw where you're going.
Wiener's a weird word.
It's fun though. It's fun to say.
I don't know if I like saying it. I'd rather call it other things, but.
All right. Jeff, name something that you would find in a furniture store.
Where do you guys come up with these questions? A midget. Excuse me. I'm sorry. What is a midget salesman?
Nick, what is your mom's favorite tool in the kitchen?
You must have lost your mind. The meat tenderizer.
Jeff, what is sitting on your left?
My high point. And half of my imaginary friends.
Nick, what is your favorite fluffy animal?
That's a nice question. I like that.
That's a stupid. Sheep.
Doing this with my wife earlier. She actually said hedgehog. I'm like,
not fluffy. Not fluffy at all.
There's not a fluffy spot on that thing. All right,
No.
and let's see. Jeff, name a sea creature.
Oh, I think manatees are cool, but they'll kill you. I'll punch a manatee. I'll punch the shit out of one, but they are really weird looking. So I'm gonna say a manatee.
Nick, what is your favorite animal to visit at the zoo?
What are we even talking about anymore? My favorite animal to visit at the zoo is a kangaroo, I guess. They can't hop backwards, but I'm not gonna hold it against them.
A kangaroo will punch you. A kangaroo will punch you.
No, that'll kick you. It'll kick you, Jeff. Why don't you watch some Animal Planet and get with it?
Jeff, what is your favorite extinct animal?
What's your favorite animal that's died off the face of the earth?
My favorite extinct animal. Wow, I see. I keep wanting to go to these things that'll get me in trouble.
Wiener.
Yeah.
Wiener dog.
What's that? The dodo bird. I think it'd be awesome having a dodo bird as a pet. I'd feed it
Cereal.
drugs.
Yeah. Ecstasy mostly.
Oh my God! Imagine it. I'd give it I'd give it a bath so it smelled nice, and I'd feed it ecstasy, and it would just be like, it would just rub its ear against you, and you could pet it.
Like a woolly mammoth, but
You make your. By the way, I want you both of you guys to know that you really make your guests look good.
yeah.
We try.
Yeah.
Do a great job of that.
I look professional.
Yeah.
With the red Power Ranger mask.
Yeah.
Nick, what is the worst place to get shot in the body?
The face. Don't want to be messing this up.
It's a moneymaker right there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeff, what is your favorite musical instrument?
Skin flute.
Yes.
Oh my God. The greatest gun lives ever.
Oh God!
I just don't care.
I'm gonna
My problem is
Yeah.
I've stopped caring.
What's ridiculous is you didn't get muted for saying skin flute.
Well, it's just a combination of flute and skin, and we've got a skin flute.
I got muted for saying I was gonna whip it out.
All right, I'm gonna apologize right now because this is actually a gun lives that Handgun Newbie wrote, so I in no way want to be associated with this.
I just don't care anymore.
Let's try it out. All right, here's your gun libs for the night. Nick and Jeff had located the evil lair of Lord Zed on the planet Jeff Blumen's comedy tour.
Oh.
They knew rescuing Sam.
That he then had to relocate his family because of the nature of the show. Yeah. Okay.
You're not even respecting the game. You didn't even write his answer down.
I know. I mean, like, what the hell kind of you invite people on your show and you don't write down their friggin' answers?
Yeah, Jeff Blumen's comedy tour.
That had to relocate his family.
Just keep going. Just barrel through my emotions.
All right, they located the evil lair of Lord Zed, and they knew rescuing Sam from his entrapment was going to be hard. They entered through a fence that they cut a hole in by using a tuna fish can lid that is part of Jeff's everyday carry. They didn't know where Sam was located in the base, so they listened for loud yelling from the neighbors that would be coming from the ravishing Sam was taking. They heard the yelling coming from a large mansion within the base. Just then they were jumped by two guards. Nick took one out with his suppressed Sigma, while Jeff chopped the head off of the other one with a fork. With the guard disposed of, they moved on to the entrance of the mansion. The door was made of thick steel and they were unable to open it. The screams from Sam were getting loud and more terrifying. They had to get into the door. Nick decided to use an ancient old Chinese trick he learned while traveling and used his thigh to pick the door. I don't really know how that worked. Jeff was amazed at how nimbly Nick was able to maneuver his thigh and made Nick promise to teach him how to do it when they got back to Earth. Once inside, they slowly moved up the stairs to find Lord Zed, his evil henchman, and Sam, who was naked and tied down to a midget salesman, and being beaten with a meat tenderizer.
You guys are ridiculous. She's just a ridiculous pair of menfolk.
Oh God, I don't even want to finish this.
Well, you started it. Go.
Yeah, I want to hear the skin flute part.
I want to hear where skin flute comes in.
Yeah, me too.
They knew it was time. They knew it was time to butt in with guns blazing, so they both unholstered and dual wielded the newly introduced line of high-point revolvers that shot space lasers. They kicked in the door and started shooting. All four of the weapons failed after the first shot, so they took cover behind a high point. They knew it was time to summon their great Zord powers. "It's morphin' time," yelled Nick as he grabbed his red Power Ranger mask.
Grab that shit.
Nick summoned the power of the sheep, and Jeff summoned the power of the manatee.
I thought it was your skin flute. I thought that's where it was going.
Yeah, dude, I'm waiting for it. Every line, I think it's coming.
I know. Oh, it's gonna be coming.
Children listen to this show.
What kids listen to your show and
Not anymore, they don't.
where are they?
Yeah, not anymore, they don't. With their Zord powers, they charged into the room using Kung Fu and Karate and destroyed all the henchmen with their special moves. Nick's special move is the Kangaroo Punch, and Jeff's is the Dodo Bird Kick. It was now down to them and Lord Zed. They battled over 10 minutes until finally Nick and Jeff did a combination punch to the face. It incapacitated Lord Zed and allowed enough time for Nick and Jeff to...
Here it comes. Here it comes. Both literally and figuratively, here it comes.
For God's sake, finish
Oh,
the
God. It allowed enough time for Nick and Jeff to remove the skin flute that was jammed inside a Sam.
That's pretty funny.
Ugh.
And to take him to safety back on Earth. Now that everyone was home safe, Jeff reminded Nick that he had promised to show him how to use his thighs so skillfully, and they spent the rest of the afternoon practicing their new skills together.
Well, I will tell you from the bottom of my heart that I am noticeably dumber having listened to that. I feel as though I will never get the time back. I could have been doing any number of things, including but not limited to napping, drinking, masturbating, typing, on the internet, watching bad movies without subtitles, or sewing. And that's all I have to say.
Oh my god.
Oh, God. That was the worst one.
Well, now you have to remember we wrote this and then Sam didn't show, so.
Well, either way, Sam has a skin flute in
We're
his
throwing.
ass.
And I
We're
like
throwing around this term. We're throwing around this term. We wrote this pretty loosely here. This was all you, buddy.
I also like that the skin flute was just in him the whole entire time.
Yeah.
You know, like just a random like skin flute. It's just like this thing is just like.
Is that a club? Like
Dude,
for
it
a
is.
car?
It is a club, and I don't use it, but I just it migrates.
86?
It just migrates around my living room. I don't know why. I can't get rid of it. It's on the table right now for some reason.
Yes.
Place where it needs to be.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey.
We can use that to transition into our next segment. That hopefully will be a little better about gear. So Jeff can start off by showing off his
gear pick for the night. All right, let's move on to our next segment. In this segment, we're going to talk about some firearms gear that we'll each talk about, put them together to assemble a kick-ass fighting machine. And we actually, it's kind of funny that we talked about different gear and training. I'm going to be talking about a holster, a Forest City Tactical Sheepdog inside the waistband holster. He was actually on last week when his mic didn't work for 20% of the show. But I absolutely love this inside the waistband Sheepdog holster. Now, I have to point out this is a little different than what's on the site because I had him customize it specifically for me a little bit. So there's a little bit less of a sweat guard and some different retention stuff. And that's kind of one of the really good things about 4C Tactical is he can customize stuff individually to each person if they want something a little different. But it's made of the .80 Kydex holster. It's strong, it's built to last. It comes with a lifetime warranty. All the edges are sanded and polished. It makes it really aesthetically pleasing. It has an absolutely nice, I don't know if this will come through on the mic, it has an absolutely nice pop to it. I really feel like, especially since I've got it and I've worn it all weekend, my body heat's kind of formed it a little bit more. Absolutely love it. It's the first holster that I can really adjust around to different carrying positions depending on the level of concealability that I want. And you can also adjust the cant of it. Absolutely love it. And it's only $55. Again, it's guaranteed for life. Can't say enough about the 4C Tactical Sheepdog holster. There's a link in the show notes. You can check it out. So let's move on to Nick. Nick, you want to talk about the CERT training pistol?
Yeah. All right. So CERT training pistol. The whole deal with this next level training. What I like about it is it kind of takes dry fire to almost a little bit more of an enjoyable level, because you can run the trigger on this without having to reset the slide. So dry fire, hugely important. It doesn't cost any money, so it's definitely something. I know I try to do it between 15 and 30 minutes every night, get it out. I actually have a target on my wall that I can draw on it. It just helps me out drawing the pistol and stuff. Basically how it works is, I'm not sure how this is going to work, but yeah, you can see it. It emits a laser out of the end of the gun, and also the magazine is removable, and it's the weight of a fully loaded Glock 17 mag. So you can practice magazine reloads with it. The only kind of drawback, or the only thing that I don't really care for, is you can't cycle the slide on it. So if you're one of those guys that, you come over the top with it, that you can't really practice. But other than that, I think it's a really good training tool, especially for those of you that aren't dry firing, or I know there's a lot of myths out there. They're like, oh, if you dry fire, you're going to ruin your gun, or you're going to ruin the firing pin, and it's not true at all. You're not going to damage your gun. So this is just a really good tool. I like to bring it out in the range as well, and I can kind of show people without having to, use a live gun that you can use this as a dry fire tool that'll help you in your shooting. So next level pistol, definitely check them out.
And they've got those. They've got those in a Glock, the Glock 17 size. They've got the M&P pistol now, and they've got an AR-15 bolt.
Yes, I do.
Cool. All right. The gear I'm going to be talking about tonight is the Hyperfire Hyper Touch. And I actually, on one of the previous episodes, I actually kind of showcased the trigger that I have in here, and this is the 24C, which is the 24 competition trigger, and it's amazing. It's really got a 2-pound trigger, and it's a flat trigger with a little finger pad on here that you can rest on, that gives you a consistent place. It's no creep, and then it's got a really good positive, very short reset. That allows it to make really, really fast follow-up shots. It's a great trigger. They retail for like $235, so they're a little bit more expensive. But like I said, it's a 2-pound trigger. They've got 3 different springs that can come with it, so you can adjust it between a 2 to a 4-pound trigger. But then recently, Hyperfire just this week released the new HyperTouch 24 3-gun trigger, which is essentially the same 24C trigger that I have here, but instead of the flat face trigger with the red shoe, the finger shoe on there, it's got the traditional curved trigger. So if you're not really a big fan of the flat trigger feel, you can get the 24 3-gun trigger with the traditional curved trigger, and it's basically going to feel and act exactly like the 24C trigger, which is, like I said, the top of their line. So now there's more options available with the 3-gun if you like the traditional curved trigger, or the 24C, which is the flat trigger with the shoe. So that's the gear I wanted to talk about tonight, because I actually put a video out on YouTube yesterday. Recently with the review for the 24C trigger here. So it's a great trigger for the AR. Like I said, a little bit expensive, but it's super high quality and definitely worth the money.
And I should point out there that is definitely geared towards competition shooters. It's not something that you're going to want to walk around with every day with a 2-pound trigger.
Definitely, yeah. It's not for the faint of heart. Or new shooters, I probably wouldn't put on this trigger. It is, like I said, it's very, very light. With 2 pounds, it's easy to accidentally discharge a weapon if you're not careful with it. If you don't know how to handle a weapon, if you don't know how to handle your AR, then it might not be the best choice, because it will go off very easily. But if you're into competition shooting or want to upgrade your AR, it's definitely a good choice.
All right, Jeff, did you have any gear you want to talk about?
Yeah, this is the High Point C9. No, I'm kidding. I had John out at Innovative Gunfighter Solutions mill the top of my slide, which I did. If you check out my EDC, my new EDC video, you could see a close-up of that that's actually good and not all pixelated. And it's just really nice. I mean, you could rack the slide off of anything and put these milled these the front serrations, so you can do a press check type deal. And I'm a fan of a press check just in an administrative kind of capacity. But it makes it neat if you're going to do that kind of C-clamp press check. And then he widened the serrations on the rear of the slide, and it's just really positive. I mean, I've got like really strong hands. I kind of have to in my profession, but I mean, you could just grip this thing and rip it and rack it off of anything. They run the entire length of the slide as well as on the sides. So really nice milling work. It was a quick turnaround time, and all in all, thus far, I'm pretty impressed with IGFS's work. So that's my little piece of gear.
And that's Innovative Gunfire Solutions, correct?
Correct. Yep.
All right. Let's move us on to our segment here. Then we're going to be hitting up the Q&A segment. I know we got some questions out there.
Yeah, guys, I got a little bit of time left. A little bit of time.
All right.
So
I'm not wrap it up here.
Under the gun.
So we're going to talk about our awesome video of the week. So in this segment, we're just picking a video that you guys need to check out. You can find out the video at practacpodcast.com/026.
This week's practically awesome video pick is the 3MR Trigger TacCon media event with Hank Strange. There's a lot of controversy out there about the new 3MR TacCon triggers and whether or not they actually serve a purpose or if it's all just a big expensive gimmick. Recently, TacCon flew up a bunch of media guys, including Hank Strange, Sean from the We Like Shooting Show, Jason from Easy Bay Gun Club, Dan from Gun Saves Lives, and some others to go up and spend some time on the range getting acquainted with the new trigger system. And find out what they really thought of the new 3MR. I know Sam from Range Time really enjoys this trigger, so he specifically told me to say that. So go find the video on YouTube and leave them a comment, and make sure and tell them that Practically Tactical sent you.
All right, so let's move into our Q&A segment. We're answering questions from our live audience. One question here from Four Guys Guns. I believe this is directed at Nick. There's no way Nick is the Red Ranger. They misspelled Ranger. So that was a comment geared towards you. We do have a question.
I'm the only one with a mask, and it is red, so that point is invalid. Four Guys Guns is a partner of Weaponcraft, but as of right now, they're not a partner of Nick Smith. So screw them.
I think the next time they show up to your range, you should make them wear Power Rangers outfits during a training class.
I really like the way that Nick just really handled that. He said, actually, I'm the guy with the mask. I've got the stuff. I'm ready for it in the stuff and the thing for the people. Just killed it. Really good job.
I have a shirt, too.
I want that shirt, bro. I want that shirt and a wakizashi, and I just want to do work.
All right, we have a question from Alan Sarr. And I'm not sure which segment he was talking about. He asked, in general, are we talking about one-day classes? And if so, what is the approximate cost? I'm not exactly sure what part of the segment he may have been referring to there.
Well, we both referenced classes. I think Nick was talking about an 8-hour class, and I was talking about a 10-hour class one day. Am I correct, Nick?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How much are yours, Nick?
My basic handgun class, 8-hour handgun class, is $175.
Okay. My 10 hours, $245.
Right on par. And I can tell you those are excellent prices. I've seen far more expensive ones, way more. Four Guys Guns also commented that you're a poser.
Of what? Of Power Rangers?
Yeah, tell them that they're mean men and bad business people because they don't even know who they're messing with. The Power Ranger.
Four Guys Guns is supposed to be promoting guns and Weaponcraft, and instead they're at home talking about the Red Ranger,
denigrating his nice mask.
That's right.
Two things. So I have American flag. I have American flag behind me, right? I have an American flag behind me.
This is truth.
Okay. This is truth, right? So if you're against me, you're against America, which makes you a terrorist.
Yep.
So if Four Guys Guns wants to be a terrorist, that's fine, but I will not negotiate with them.
Yeah,
I will not do it.
And they can be terrorists on their own time.
Yeah, not on my time, not on you guys' time. I apologize for them.
All right. Well, we only got a couple minutes left here, so guys, we'll plug it here where you guys can get your questions answered more here. We're sorry we're running out of time. We did go a little overboard maybe with our fun segment, but it was totally worth it for what they pulled out of Sam. Matt, why don't you take us to our last segment?
All right, guys, let's move on to our last segment of the show. This is the part of the show where it's time to start wrapping up another episode of Practically Tactical, and it's about time. So, Nick and Jeff, thank you so much for coming on to our show this week, even though I'm really not sure if you guys are ever going to talk to us again. So, let's go ahead and take some time now to discuss what we have coming up with each of us in the near future and where you guys can find us on the mysterious interwebs. So, hopefully Sam is recovering well from his recent adventures with Lord Zed. Nick, why don't you take a couple minutes and tell us where we can find you guys at if somebody's got questions they want to point at you.
Again, find us on Facebook. You can get us weaponcrafttraining.com, Instagram, @weaponcraft. Some of the stuff we have coming up this summer, I've got classes running all summer long. You can find those on our website. We have Chris Costa will be up at our range for 3 classes starting in August. And then we've also got Carrie Davis and Dark Angel will be coming up, and we're going to host a class for them in September as well. So definitely check out some of that. If you have any questions, you can find me at nick@weaponcrafttraining.com, no K. And yeah, that's me.
And where are you located at?
We are out of Portland, Maine.
Okay.
Cool. And again, thanks for coming on. Jeff, same to you. Thanks for putting up with us tonight. You want to tell everybody what you got coming up with you and, again, kind of where to find you at?
Yeah. Go to www.armeddynamics.com and you can see what classes, what we're doing, where. We've got PA classes coming up in June, pistol and shotgun, not to be missed. Those are both good classes, and shotgun is especially fun. And then I'll be out at range time, which we're really looking forward to, and stuff.
Is Sam going to be there? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, Sam's going to be there.
You sure?
Oh, I get it, because he wasn't on your show tonight. But he got the skin flute.
He deserved it. Well, everyone, I run a gun YouTube channel as Walker Armory, as well as a Facebook page and all the other Twitter, Instagram, social media sites. So be sure and go check those out. We're always working on stuff and add new videos and posts over there. Recently, I just released a review of the Hyperfire HyperTouch 24C trigger for the AR-15. So make sure and go watch that video and tell me what you guys think. I've still got a ton of videos and reviews to still go out and shoot. So make sure and subscribe to me on YouTube and all the other social media sites at Walker Armory to stay up to date with us. And Handgun Newbie, what about you?
Well, I was down at the NRA annual meetings this past weekend, and I filmed a few videos which are up on my channel. I filmed the Omega Armory's Featherlight 4.5, which is a mil-spec AR-15 that weighs 4.5 pounds, has a really cool skeletonized bolt, so you can see that in the video. I also posted an interview with John from AAC that I talked about 300 blackout, what to shoot, and what to suppress it with. It was a really cool interview. John is just awesome, and we'll be having him on the show. Then lastly, I posted up an interview with Ryan from the Gunbox. It's in product development, and we talked about it on episode 17 with 4 Guys Guns. They will be shipping, I believe, here in the next couple months. It's a really cool quick access box gun safe that offers. It finally integrates some more kind of cooler urban technology stuff. You can put a thing on the back of your phone to open it. A ring can open it. A little band can open it. It's really, really cool. And they were so cool that they gave us a promo code to give away. If you use Tactical5, you get 5% off. So check out the videos I posted. Check out the Gunbox video especially. If you're interested in that, there's a promo code to get 5% off. That's going to be the extent of the videos that I'll be posting for a while as I recover from falling down the stairs. So I'll be posting up a lot of pictures of gear that we have to test and review on our Facebook page, so check that out. And speaking of awesome stuff to check out, there's a great podcast I recommend to you guys this week. It's the AR-15 podcast. They've got a great show over there talking about all things AR-15. This past week they released episode 71 with the interview of the CEO of Silencer Co., Josh Waldron. Suppressors are always cool no matter what. I think we pretty much agreed on that during the show. So go listen to the show with Reed Snyder, talks with Silencer Co. about the new Saker 762 suppressor. You can go find more information at the AR-15 podcast and the episode. at ar15podcast.com/071.
The other podcast I want to mention to you guys on the Firearms Radio Network is the Power Factor Show. The Power Factor Show is a show that is catered towards practical pistol shooters, and being a competitive shooter myself, I really enjoy a lot of the stuff that these guys are putting out. This week they released a podcast video, episode 175, where Doug takes you through a walk through the stages that he shot at the 2014 USPSA Multi-Gun Nationals. On their website, they've got a video of him shooting the stages and kind of commentating on kind of what he's doing. So the match looked like a lot of fun. Go check them out at powerfactorshow.com.
Hey, do we have to be here still?
You can go if you want.
Bye, Nick. Nice to meet you. Send me your contact info. Let's be in touch and shoot some stuff.
Will do, brother.
All right, later,
Take
guys.
care, Jeff.
Later.
Thanks for coming on, buddy. As always, guys, we want your feedback here at Practically Tactical. Please send any comments, feedback, guest suggestions to Nick at firearmsradio.tv, NICK. If you have any negative feedback, someone can send them to Matt at firearmsradio.tv. Yes, Nick?
Oh, I said no K.
Oh,
You're talking about you. You have a K. You're allowed.
Yes, I have a K.
Do your thing.
Also, go like our Facebook page. We post up some pretty funny promo pictures. For example, today we have Sam from Range Time being gagged. So check those out. As always, there's always fun stuff on our Facebook page. People are always talking about the episodes. We might get a little bit of hate for this episode, but it was totally worth it. So find us on Facebook, guys. Facebook.com/practicallytactical.
Well, as always, guys, thank you for tuning in and listening to us, and this week especially for putting up with us, as we greatly appreciate you guys. And we will see you next week for another episode of Practically Tactical.
Thanks, guys.